You know, today is kind of a weird day because the sun is out, all the way out, no clouds in the sky, but it's fucking cold. I can't feel my hands, especially this one for obvious reasons, but the sun feels good on my back. I managed to get a motovlogging setup on this thing. It still needs to be I don't know what the fuck them people was doing in that corner over there. It's like they want to preserve the historical aspect of this neighborhood so they don't pave the roads. But yeah, I'm just going for a ride. I had to kind of step back from the BMW project, and I guess I'll start off with that. I finished the fender, I painted the fender. I didn't end up cutting it. I thought the length was fine after a while, so I just painted it like a low gloss black so it can match the engine. I finished up all the electronics, so everything about the bike works. The turn signals, the headlight, horn, tail lights, everything works. The electronics are 100% finished. Then I went to sync the throttle bodies, and I just ran into a whole bunch of fucking trouble doing that. So I ran into a whole bunch of fucking trouble trying to sync the throttle bodies, and so basically here's how it is, right? So you got these brass bypass screws on the throttle bodies. There's 4 of them because there's 4 throttles, obviously. You can look at the meter and then sync them all across and make sure they all flow in the same amount of air, you know, in the layman's terms. Once you do that, you're set. But here's the thing, right? So my throttle bodies, for whatever reason, they was like hanging. They was hanging off of, like the butterflies were hanging, so it would idle really high. So I realized, like, when I pressed down on the throttle body, it would calm down, the idle would drop to normal, right? So like, I'm like, okay, well, I can't get that range to happen with the normal idle screw. So I'm like, maybe if I fuck around with a few other screws, it'll get me the idle that I need instead of all the time, you know? Let me tell you, big mistake, because there's these 3 screws in between each throttle body. And what it does is it synchronizes like how open or closed each one is in relation to the other one. So basically, BMW sets it a certain way from the factory. So the way that it's set from the factory, that's how it's supposed to be for the rest of the life of that part. You're not supposed to touch those screws. I should have looked into it more, because maybe, I don't know, but maybe if I would have just left it as is and then did the brass screws only, I could have got the idle to drop. But I don't think I would have, because once again, the throttles were still hanging. They wouldn't close all the way. So it was just like a hot mess all around, man. So basically, like, I got it to run to a certain point, but it was kind of weird because like you're supposed to have like one screw a certain amount of turns in and then sync them across. And you're supposed, you know, there's like a standard to it. But like when I found that I did it with the throttle bodies still hanging like they were, I would have to turn all the screws in, so the bypasses would be completely closed, and it just seemed kind of weird to me. And like the idle was still, you know, kind of high, right? So I hit up Ditstang, and shout out to Ditstang. You know, you don't really need a shout out when it comes to K-bikes, but he was kind of giving me advice, helping me through it, you know, keeping me sane, honestly, of all things, because that shit was getting to me. If anything in this build was getting to me, it was trying to get this bitch to run right. I hate shit I can't see, you know? If there's a nut in a bolt, you know, tighten that bitch, loosen that bitch, that's it. Electricity, air, I can't see that. I can't see electricity or air. I can't punch it if I have to. I got it to a point where like the bike was definitely rideable. Like I could definitely ride the bike like in the best state that I got it to. Like the airflow was all synced and everything. I wonder if Ducati NYC is around. I bet you he isn't, because every time I'm over here, he's never over here. But he's gonna see this video and he's gonna be like, dude, I was at work. I have no particular place I'm going. I might go into Lower Manhattan. I'm just kind of enjoying the sun right now, even though it's brick. What you think? Should I take the bridge or stay in Brooklyn? I don't even know what the poll results are, because how would I? But I'm gonna stay in Brooklyn for a little bit. I'm also kind of hoping that this motovlog setup is working, because I kind of, you know, changed a lot of stuff around. So I hope the angle is right. I hope this mic still works. You know, all of that stuff. If it does, you'll see the video. But anyway, the state that I got it to run in was decent. I don't want to be out and paranoid, you know, about whether or not the bike is gonna like run or start, if it's gonna keep dying on me. So in the end, what I decided to do, and this is actually still in progress, but anyway, in the end, what I decided to do was to basically order another set of throttle bodies, and then swap over the nice rebuilt shiny parts that don't fuck up with like the sink of the throttle bodies. So like the pressure regulator, the rail itself, you know, stuff like that. Swap those things over, and then just keep the throttle bodies. So it's how it is from the factory. So what I did was I found a low mileage machine, and low mileage for a BMW K100 is like 50,000 miles, right? Because they was selling stuff from machines that had like 200,000 miles, and that's high. Matter of fact, I don't know if that's high for a BMW, but that's high for me. Just, you know, generally speaking. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the throttle body simple. I'm not gonna like get them rebuilt. I'm just gonna keep them as is, and then swap over some of the nicer parts, you know, just to kind of even it out. So like I'll see if it can run right. I got some new Otica clamps, so I can put on the throttle body, see if it makes it run a little bit better, or not even a little bit better. I want to see if it runs perfect. And I made sure on the listing that I purchased to see if they said it's coming off of a well-running example. And I like, you know, I want to see that specifically, that this part was taken off of a running bike, you know, a well-running bike. So that's the situation right now. It's saying that it's gonna arrive on Friday, but I think it's gonna come here. I think it's gonna arrive a little bit sooner, maybe Wednesday, Thursday if I'm lucky. I also have a coolant overflow tank, which basically I just gotta mount it. Just gotta mount it up, because right now the overflow hose is just running to the ground. Also, I did the seat pan, and I just gotta throw some foam on the top of it. Wow, what the fuck was that? Gotta put some foam on the top of it, and then that's pretty much it with the seat. I actually made it out of a aluminum plate, and it was like a whole bunch of faff about that, man, and I won't go into it now. I want to save that for the actual build episode. But it was a lot of faff regarding that seat getting done. I have like a vision for 2020. You know, today is March 1st. This video might come out today or tomorrow, depends. So today is Sunday. I'm off, and I was feeling a little bit optimistic, because, as I said, like once I put the foam on the seat, which I'm thinking about just using like a basic track bike / cafe racer neoprene foam pad, you know, something simple, just so I can keep the motif of, oh, I just bumped the camera, I hope that didn't fuck it up. I just want to keep the motif of aluminum on the seat pan. So I'm just gonna I'm not gonna completely wrap it in like, you know, leather and this and that, because I really like the look of it, and I'm not gonna show you yet. Unless you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it already. So all I gotta do is just throw a piece of foam on the top of that, right? Then sink the throttle body, well, swap it out, and then sink them, and then just put the coolant overflow tank on the bike. Just bolt it up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna orient it. Hopefully I don't freeze on this bridge. It's crazy how much of a difference like a helmet that actually seals properly makes. Because even at this speed, like with the Scorpion, all I would hear is all the gaskets on that helmet after 4 years, donezo. So like I'm feeling pretty decent, because in any case, like I said, the bike can still be run as it is. It's just like me taking an extra initiative to make sure that it runs perfectly. Let's go slap a Taurus. Oh shit, that was that was second gear. I thought that was first. Good God, not even full beans. Get something to eat, warm up. Today is March 1st, and like in my head, and it might sound like a little bit cheesy, but in a way, I feel like March 1st is my January 1st for 2020. So like I feel like this is really like when the new year starts for me, because you know, I was carrying a lot of baggage over from 2019 with this bike. Like I was back there in my backyard. You should have seen me. I was like on the bike, you know, just going back and forth, you know, slipping the clutch out, revving it, driving to the end of the alley, then coming back, because I can't go anywhere else. When I walk out there and I just put the key fob on the bike and then press the button, and it just starts. Like, it starts, zero issues whatsoever, you know? It's like, it's a wrap, it's done. You know, I feel like I could hang my hat and kind of like start transitioning into other things. And when I say other things, I mean getting this channel back on track, because I really like, even though like the build series is probably the most successful thing about this channel right now, like consistently successful, I feel like the channel kind of fell off, because like, you know, instead of putting out a video, it's like, well, I'm gonna go wrench, you know? And it's like, it's productive either way. It's like a coin flip. Well, not even a coin flip, but it's more like it's a conscious choice of how I was gonna use the time and devote it to this channel. And it's like building the bike over the course of days, it's like it builds up to this one thing, as opposed to like, you know, taking a session and banging out a video. You get the immediate results of putting together a video and then putting it out, as opposed to like a build video, which is like, you know, a month in the making. You know, it's a month of constant work, but it still takes a month, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, when I put out that last Eric Buell video, it's like I really look forward to getting this channel back on track when it comes to like constant content. I mentioned it before, but I have financial goals. Like, you know, I really want to not be the fucking broke guy anymore, because I just turned 24. So like, I'm like, well, why do I still have to be broke? What is that about? Yeah, so I'm just bringing it back into Brooklyn and find something to eat over there. Keep it simple. So anyway, right now I'm like kind of brainstorming, because I played with this idea before. I'm gonna make this work, you know? I'm definitely gonna make this work in terms of putting videos up on a more full-time basis. Oh, traffic ain't too bad today. Usually going back into Brooklyn, traffic is garble. The setup is actually kind of it's kind of annoying, because the GoPro is a little bit high up, so I gotta adjust it a little bit, because I went through a couple mounts. My broski Megan Stark, well, she's a chick, but you know, still my broski. She recommended to me this strap mount that goes like through the outside and to the inside of your helmet. And on paper it's good, but I think this helmet has like a curve to it, like on the chin or something, where it makes it kind of like makes the straps kind of bow out on the inside, and it was like touching my face. And I was like, I can't do this. I think I'll go into Park Slope to get some brunch. They got some good brunch spots over there. I mentioned at the end of the previous build video that even though the next episode is the last wrenching episode, I still have a lot of like post build content. And I actually do, and I'm more excited to get to that stuff, because people always ask me like, what is the hardest thing, or like how much money you spent, you know, all these different things. And I'm like, just hold on a second, I'm gonna answer everything about this build in those videos. Like, those videos are gonna be deep, bro. Like, you don't understand how deep those videos are gonna be. Man, like, I feel like today, March 1st, is my 2020. So like, my 2020 is short by 2 months, you know, so to speak. So I feel like at this point, I could really begin going into how I want this channel to go, and how I want my life to go, you know, in general. Because like, this channel is definitely part of my life. So they kind of bleed together, you know. So yeah, wish me luck. Stick around, because this will be nothing without your support. So I really appreciate those who stick around, those who comment, like, interact with the videos, you know, everything like that. Because you subscribing is literally a courtesy, because anywhere on YouTube, most viewers don't subscribe. They just, you know, they just get recommended, and then every time they recommend a video of yours to them, they just watch it, you know, and that's it. So, you know, people who go through the effort to do everything like that, especially commenting and liking and stuff like that, I really do appreciate that a lot. Now, with all that said, let me go find some brunch because I am actually very hungry right now. I'll see you on the next one, which will probably be the next build episode, or maybe another vlog, you know? I might stick around and film something else. But yeah, let me stop rambling. Peace.